Okay guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Remember, we just finished doing the chemical waving, also known as the perm. At the end of the perm, they give you guys the 5 minutes, which is what we covered already. So you finish doing the perm, you finish doing saturation, you finish doing test curl, you remove the rod, you did everything in front of the proctor. Then at the end, he's gonna come in and tell everybody, okay, you guys have 5 minutes to remove the remaining of the perm rods, to put everything away, and to split the back section into 2 again. Because remember, for the perm, we had it as 3. We had 2 side sections and our perm section. So they give you the 5 minutes to be able to get rid of all your stuff, get rid of the perm rods, and section into 2. Throughout the time that you guys are removing your perm rods, we recommend you guys to leave your gloves on, because remember, you're applying chemical on the hair, so they want to make it seem like it's still on there. You want to take precautions, you want to make sure that you get everything right. So leave your gloves on while you're removing the perm rods. Once you remove everything and cleaned up everything before you section, then you can remove your gloves, okay? So they give you guys 5 minutes. The mannequin stayed in 2 sections, and this is how we're gonna use it for the rest of the procedures. Right now we're gonna do the PD test, strand test, then we're gonna jump into the next procedure, which is the relaxer. Then we're gonna jump into the next procedure, which is the color, okay? So this week we're gonna cover all those 3 procedures, okay? You guys have any questions? What's enough? No? Okay, so this is our table setup. We have our tint, we have our relaxer, we have a section with our brushes, we have a section for our gloves. The gloves, remember, they're also gonna be in a bag, so if you don't wanna put your gloves out here, you can leave them in the bag and grab them as you need it as well, okay? So you don't have to have them up here, you can leave them in the glove container itself. We have our bag with the spatulas, we have our combs, we have our PD test bag, so we have everything set up from before we did the perm, okay? That's why they don't give you guys so much time for doing setups anymore. Before, we used to have a 2-minute setup for doing the color, then another 2-minute setup for doing the relaxer. So now they eliminated all that, because since you're setting up everything at the beginning when we start for the perm, now they don't give you a setup time, okay? They'll give you a cleanup time, which is the 5 minutes to get rid of the perm rods, but they don't give you a setup time for this. Everything should be ready to go, okay? So at this time, we're gonna go ahead and get started. They're gonna read you guys our next section, which will say, you will complete simulated predisposition test and strand test. You will demonstrate the predisposition test behind the ear, and that's really important. On the Stateboard video, they wanted to make sure that everybody was doing it in the right location. A lot of people, I noticed, or they noticed as well, that we're doing the PD test on the neck part. They would come in, clean up down here, and put the PD test down here. They want to make sure that you do it behind the ear. Okay, so that's why they mention it behind the ear, not on the neck part. Okay, that's where you're gonna do your PD test. Okay, so this says you will demonstrate the strand test on any area of the head. We recommend you guys to grab a little strand from right here in this section, so it's easier to go ahead and put it back, since we're not gonna be working on this right now. We're gonna be working on the back section. Okay, so PD test right behind the ear. Strand test, just grab a little hair strand or strand of hair right here on the side, and that's where you're gonna do your strand test. Okay, and it says there is no required wait time for results. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 10 minutes to complete this section. You'll be informed when you have 5 minutes remaining. Step back to indicate that you have finished. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Remember, always sanitize your hands first. That's the first thing you always want to do. We're gonna open our PD test, the little bag, throw away our bags, put on your gloves. That's the first thing you always want to do, is always put on the gloves. We're not gonna touch any chemicals. We're not gonna do anything until we put on our gloves first, okay? And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna clean the area behind the ear. We're gonna do the PD test. So what we do is we grab a little bit of the cotton. Remember, we have a cleansing lotion that we're gonna be using now, which is this one right here. Let me get this out. This is gonna be part of your PD test. So they wanna make sure that you don't use water to clean, or you don't use anything else. They wanna make sure that you're using something that says cleansing lotion, okay? So you're gonna grab the cleansing lotion, you're gonna put it on the cotton ball, and you're gonna wipe down behind the ear, okay? Now, of course, they're not gonna come and check what chemical you have in the cleansing lotion. You can put water in there, you can put stuff like that for Stateboard, but they just wanna make sure that the bottle says cleansing lotion. Okay, you clean behind the ear, you throw it away, you grab a Q-tip, and you're gonna put some of the, it says